Amen. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, I need a motion on the work session minutes of the 18th of October.
Move for approval.
Have a motion to approve. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Need a motion on the regular minutes for the regular meeting on the 18th of October.
Move for approval.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, you up?
Thank you so much. If I could ask Keisha Wynn and her mother, Sean Barnes, if they could please step up here. I want you to meet a particularly nice young lady. I know since the young lady's smart, her mother has to be smart as well. But we have in front of us an individual who has attained an outstanding status. And we have a certificate of commendation that I'd like to read to Keisha Wynn, and it says, on behalf of the citizens of Montgomery, congratulations on being selected as a member of the National Society of High School Scholars, one of the world's most prominent high school honors. Your commitment to academic excellence, leadership, and community is apparent through your services as president of the National Honor Society and vice president of the Ambassadors, as well as your participation in the YMCA's Youth and Government and Carver High School's Lovely Ladies of Legacy. Your hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance demonstrate your determination as a gifted student to achieve excellence. Again, congratulations on your impressive accomplishments and best wishes for all your future endeavors. I want to give this to you. We wanted to get some photos, but before we do that, how about telling us about this award and give us your thoughts about that? You might want to introduce your mother.
Hello, my name is Keisha Wynn. Over the summer, I got a letter telling me that I was going to be inducted into the National Society of High School Scholars. It's an award that I'm very proud of that recognizes my hard work and achievement and dedication to my curriculum at school, and it's nice to be recognized for all my hard work. And this is my mother, Latrika Barnes.
Ms. Barnes, would you like to say a word?
Good evening. I would just like to thank everyone for allowing us to be recognized. I am very proud of Keisha. She has worked very, very hard, and I'm proud that she can be a leader and an example for other students.
So where are you going to go to school?
My plans are to attend Howard University to major in English so I can go into the field of law.
Woo, right. There you go, guys. Judge. Come and we'll get a picture with the city council if we make this presentation. Come on, Mother. Distinguished city council. You got one study defense attorney, you got two other attorneys. There you go. You got this? Congratulations.
Very good.
As many of you know, we had the World Scott Fire Combat Challenge this past week, and culmination in the championship Saturday night. I'll have more to say about that in a presentation that I want to make, but on, was it Thursday? We had the Thursday morning at 0700, dark 30, at the course, we had the media having a challenge of themselves to run the course and to have the best time. We had WAKA, WSFA, and the print media of the Advertiser Company. Now, the Advertiser Company competed extremely well, and we have at least 2 of the 5 members of that team here today because the print media came out on top with a record-setting media time in Montgomery, Alabama of 2:04, 1 whole minute longer than what it took our firefighters to do that. I'd like to introduce to you Bro Crift, did I pronounce that right? And also, you know, Andrew Yon, who comes here a number of times. Shannon Huber was there. Albert Caesar was there. He's the curly-headed, black-headed photographer, and also Rebecca Brolio, who's here. But Bro, he's been here about 2 months now, and I don't know his official title, but he's in charge of the news. He's really the editor-in-chief, I guess. But he wanted to show off his trophy that they won. Exactly right. And so, as we made this presentation, we did let the electronic media sniff it as we went by, and then we made the presentation. So let's go up here so you guys can get a picture of this. Bro actually did this. I did. Yeah, that's the dummy. Yes,
You drugged it in. That was a great move.
He did the surf. He did. That's the easiest part. Rebecca's the one that pulled him over. Okay?
That's that. And I know Michael did not get us. Yeah, when he closed. And that's right.
Last week, Elton Dean and I had the privilege of making a presentation to the economic forum out at AUM that the Chamber put on with AUM. And while it will not be the entire presentation, I wanted to quickly run through this so that not only the City Council, but also those that are watching at home, as well as in the chambers tonight, to see some of the accomplishments over the last year or so. We did feature you. Elton Dean featured his county commission, and I pointed out that I'm absent from that particular photograph because I am only a visitor, only a guest at the City Council. You'll keep going. Next is our revenue line. You see us, you can start there at the low point in '09, and if I can find my clicker, where's my clicker? You got it, thank you. You can see where we started with that 83.7, and we ended up at 102.5. As a matter of fact, what you'll see is that's really going to be almost 103 because the September numbers of 16 get shown in October. What we'll do is we'll reverse the September. It was about $400,000 more than what that number. So that's going to be 103, which would make our revenue stream up about 3%. Next slide. This is a lodging tax. Dawn's in the audience. She's very proud of that. 9.4 million continues to grow, and over the last several years, as we've told you time and again, it leads the state. Unfortunately, for this past month, Huntsville has taken over #1 momentarily. We will get it back in the fourth quarter, but that activity there has led to those 3 hotels that we've already announced in downtown. Keep going, please. This is on a typical night. It's $1.4 million in visitor spending every day, every year, 365 days a year, and that turns over in our community a number of times. Keep going. This is the hotel occupancy, Montgomery. What you see is downtown. That's about 72.5%, call it 73%. That's 74%. So actually, East Chase is higher than downtown. That's all of Montgomery is 66%. And as I said, that's at the highest levels in the state. Next. That leads to the extended stay. I guess that's the Stay Bridge. Keep going. Then we also had the Spring Hill Suites there at the Bishop Parker location. keep going. This is the employment data. We try not to talk about unemployment because unemployment can be not manipulated, but it's very dependent upon how many people are actually trying to be in the workforce. What this shows you is for the river region, the MSA is the civilian labor force. You can see it's increased. You can see the area employment, 162 versus 158,000. And then if you look year over year, that's about a 6,000, just short of 6,000 less people are unemployed. But the next slide is what is significant. We now can get data from the state based on the city of employment. And I am pleased to tell you that if you look at Montgomery compared to Birmingham, Huntsville, and Mobile, in the city, we have more people employed than any of the other cities in the state of Alabama. And that's year to date through the September numbers that we got in late October. More people employed in Montgomery, Alabama than in the other cities. Next. This is that business confidence index that I always talk about. Probably wouldn't show it to you if we wasn't on top a good little bit. What you see is 19 of the past 24 quarters, we've been number one. We were ranked number one the first 3 quarters. The fourth quarter I haven't seen it, but rumor has it that Mobile is going to be a shade higher because of confidence, because the ship is coming back and they're going to be taking ships out of there. The only other time that we've been number 2 is when Mobile has beat us out around Airbus and things like that. We're always above the state and we stay in first place. And this is, as I told you many times, in the blind, surveyed from the Culver House School of Business, University of Alabama. Keep going. We keep hearing over and over, what are we going to do about crime? As you look at some of our major statistics, you'll see that perception really isn't reality. This is through October, actually. It's through October now. Year to date last year, we were 20% less, as you can see, 6 less than that. The other bad number is we have 22 traffic fatalities, just too short of our homicides, but again, down 20%. Keep going, you'll see in robberies, down 11%, that's 611 versus 541, down 11%. The next is burglaries, down 8%, 1814 to 1656. Now, I don't have this slide up there, but what you will see is if you look at the car thefts and car larcenies, they're up 328 instances, but 200 of those are unlocked cars. 60% of all the car incidents are unlocked cars. One way to solve our crime numbers would be lock your cars. Only 10% of the time are they going to knock in your window to get into the car. 90% of the time they will not. Keep going, please. A little pride in that with our 2,500 employees and work we've done with the city council and budgets and debt and all of the things that make up efficiency. There was a study done that said that we were the best run city in the state and 51 in the United States. Very proud of that one. Thank you. Appreciate that. Standing ovation, Chief? How about that? Yeah. It had to do with job creation. It had to do with efficiency. It had to do with debt per capita. It had to do with budgets per capita as well. Could we go? Keep going? This is not new, but we keep using this, being the best historic city. It's in all of our advertising, and people want to come to see the best historic city in the United States of America. Keep going. Dawn takes a bow, best tourism organization in the Southeast. Shining example. Last recognition was given this earlier this year. Keep going. Ellen McNair, 10 shining examples of economic development working in the South. Please keep going. Keep going. This is Lagoon Park. I know Richard would take great pride in this. I don't know where you are in that picture, Rich. You must be next to Dimitri over there. But this is an effort by private citizens and a lot of support from the civic community and our military, and some funds from Parks and Rec, where we've got a trail that's not only a jogging and biking trail, but with a little additional work, we can have first-class competitions at Lagoon Park, and Richard gets a lot of credit for that particular endeavor. Keep going. Outer Loop, we'll talk more about that as we go. We're working now to get a grant. It's called a Tiger Grant for about $30 million that can make an additional connection to 110. Keep going. Keep going. This is Carter Hill. Really proud of that. Our forces did a great job. It goes from Zelda to college. The state picks up at college going to Decatur. That bid has been let, and sometime in the next week to 10 days, construction will start on that. But I'll just tell you, they're going to drag their feet because we don't need it all torn up with the Turkey Day Classic coming up Thanksgiving. But they will be starting, I was told, the first Monday in November, so that means next week. Keep going. Downtown, the units available, you know about the Foshi units. Those are now available. I was told the day they opened, they had a third of them leased. We know the Crest units in the May-June time frame will come online, and One Court Square construction will start sometimes next year. The Weber building across the street from us, they're shoring it up so that we can get it torn down. It will be down in the month of December. We're going to sell tickets. It's going to be happening, so get in line for the tickets. There'll be scalpers. Keep going, please. The Heights, about 70% leased right now. A lot of the military is involved in that. Keep going. Camellia Bowl. You know, we talked about 2014. We had, in the month of December, we had $25 million more of goods and services spent. 2015, we follow that up with 15. The Camellia Bowl is December 17th. Just had a briefing this morning. It's going to be bigger and better. Scott and his team, Rob Spivey, are working with Johnny Williams, Central Alabama Sports Commission, to enlarge the footprint of the stadium. I thought they were going to knock some walls down, but they're just going to put some fencing and some tinning, and we're going to be able to get people in and out a lot faster, and there's going to be a lot more opportunity for marketing and corporate sponsorships there. If you keep going. Just as an aside, when CBS actually ranked the bowls, and going in, they had us, out of the 32, they had us like 25 or 26. Kind of a yawner kind of deal, but after it was all said and done, we were the 11th best bowl game in 2015 in viewership and teams and scores and things like that. All of that then leads to what's shown on the next slide, which is, next slide please, which is the Montgomery Kickoff Classic. In week 0, which means before the season starts, August 26, 2015, televised on ESPN, probably at 6:30, we'll have Jacksonville State and Chattanooga, Tennessee Chattanooga playing. And then in 18, Jacksonville versus to be determined. In 19, we'll do 2 teams. And I don't want this on the front page of the newspaper, but we'd love to be able to get a local institution, local college that would be competitive, and somebody like an Air Force to be able to come here. And while that's certainly not approved, we're making overtures to make something like that happen. And none of this would have happened if we hadn't have expanded, done the multiplex, done the Crampton Bowl, done so many other projects with the High School Athletics Association, with Johnny Williams and the Camellia Bowl, and now we have this opportunity. It's a regular game. They're not going to be here for a week. They're going to come in here on Thursday, they're going to play, and then they're gone. We don't have that big of expense, but we get opportunities to be seen around the world on ESPN, and there will be a large following from Chattanooga and Jacksonville as well. Next slide. We've laughed a lot about the horseshoe tournament. It was a great success. They will be back. It'll take a year or 2 for them to get back, but that was well worth all the effort, and Dawn and her staff did a wonderful job. Keep going. Okay. An inch kept us from three-peating. We actually ran 1:4.17, best we've ever run. The other team ran 1:4.18, 1/100 of a second less than we did. But as you hit the Kaiser, and these guys know about it, as you hit the Kaiser, that was what Shannon hit. You hit the Kaiser, and you hit it until it gets through the track. Well, our guys have historically saved a little bit of time by hitting it 1, 2, 3, and go. Well, they hit it 1, 2, 3, and they went, but it stopped actually 2 inches short. And so we got penalized, and that's why we lost the race. Now, all I can tell you is it would have been great to get a three-peat. We are going to get it again in 2019. We're going to take a couple of years off, but their fire has been rekindled, and they're ready to charge in 2017, and I wouldn't be shocked if we don't get that record again. Great event. We had 35 cities, about 12 or 14 countries. They had a wonderful time in Montgomery and spent a lot of money. And that's the good news. Keep going, please. Patterson Field, we've just finished the first phase of Patterson Field. About $1 million more is going to take to get the second phase of Patterson Field. That includes the first phase is new seating inside, new entrances, but to take it to its full extent, it'll be another $1 million, and we have not scheduled that yet. Keep going. This is West Fairview. You've seen that with Lee Wilcoxon, that grand opening. That's the second thing that he actually did on West Fairview. Keep going, please. That was Columbus Square. Tracy Larkin did a marvelous message at that particular time. We had people coming back that had been in the Trenum Court, and that's just another example of a great partnership between the city as well as the Housing Authority. We just signed a voucher today for the second installment that we agreed to put into the equity on that. That's going to be a wonderful project for our city for housing. Keep going, please. Lanier Place. If you hadn't been to Lanier Place, just go look at it. There's Robert 17 houses, and 4 or 5 more will be built. All of them are occupied, or maybe not occupied. All of them are leased, and they're being occupied as we speak. Another great housing project, and again, a great partnership with the Chota. Keep going. That's the judicial building. If you drive by Madison Avenue, I think they've done a great job matching paint with an old building. The interior renovation is really, really good. Ken Nixon and our judges are very pleased with that. That should be occupied, Ken, maybe the 1st of December, and we'll be holding court there sometime mid-December. It allows us to have 2 courts going at any one time. It's going to be a lot more efficient, and the wait times are going to be a lot less. Keep going, please. Coke United, big warehouse out on Highway 80. I think we'll see more and more news about Coke over the next few months. This is going to be a great investment in Montgomery. We distribute here all to South Alabama and even close around in Florida. Keep going. Jahardy, we've talked a lot about the German company coming here. This was a great win for us. Ellen McNair and her folks, Elton Dean and the County Commission did great service because it's actually in their park. We are certainly participating with that, but this is going to be another DOS for us. DOS started out about 250 jobs and is up around 600-700, which is right across the street, so it's a good one for us. Keep going, please. Current projects, Ellen will tell you that we've already announced 39 companies, almost 1,300 jobs, $284 million, and that gives you over the 6-year period of time 7,700 jobs in new and expanding industries. What really is good is 30 of those, maybe it's 28 of those companies that expanded are existing companies. And it's always good for existing companies to expand here because they know you, they've been here, they have confidence in you and confidence in the future. The new companies, they got to learn you, but that's important as well. But having existing companies expand is really significant. Next slide. This is the last slide. This is the Montgomery Internet Exchange. We've referred to it as the mix. This is Montgomery connecting to the world. If you'll see the next slide, what it will show you is the mantra for this. The Montgomery Internet Exchange connects every person, every household, every business, to every device, to the rest of the world at the speed of light. Lou Alachi and the Chamber have done great work, working with the state, working with the RSA and Dr. Bronner, working with Maxwell and Gunter, with our universities. It's going to be something that in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, is going to change the paradigm of what happens in Montgomery, Alabama. This is what you can be proud of that's happened over the last year. This is just but a sampling of what's going on, and we have a lot of work to continue to do, and together we can make Montgomery as good as she can be. So thank you for your support, and thank you for your help.
Thank you, Mayor. Great report. Any special committee reports? Okay. We had nobody sign up for public communication on agenda items. First item, Madam Clerk.
Mr. President, item 1, pursuant to Section 1153B1 Code of Alabama, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 621 Sanford Street.
Mr. Larkin.
Mr. President, I'm asking to carry this item over for another 2 weeks. It is in the process now of application process for the intent to repair this structure.
Okay. Carried over.
Item 2, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning land containing 1.43 acres located on the north side of Berry Hill Road, approximately 1,400 feet east of Taylor Road, from an institutional district to a B2 district.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I'm going to recuse myself from this one.
okay, very good. Mr. Tyson?
Mr. President, the Planning Commission recommended the rezoning of this property for commercial development.
This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, if the public hearing's been held, it's proper for the council. Need a motion? You just need a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted.
Next item. Richard, come back.
Item 3, resolution revoking business license for failure to pay sales tax and authorizing show cause hearing for John K. Lamberth and Robert L. Weber, doing business as Bama Lanes at 3020 Atlanta Highway.
Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
Mike, you can't say anything we need to talk about?
This is just to set it for a public hearing on the first meeting in December.
Okay.
Mr. President, if I may just comment, I spoke with one of these individuals today, and there are some extenuating circumstances that doesn't relieve them of the obligation, but a lot of this, what they're incurring is from previous ownership, but the way they structured it, they're responsible for it, and I think that there will be some arrangements worked out, and you won't need to see it on the second, but you need to go ahead and pass it so that we'll be in a position to do that.
I have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 4, resolution revoking business license for failure to pay sales tax and authorizing show cause hearing for Brenda Hewitt. Tacos Favorito, 1863 Mount Meigs Road.
This is the same situation, just set a show cause hearing for the first meeting in December.
Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Number
Item 5 is in compliance and withdrawn.
Withdrawn.
Item 6, application for a special events retail liquor license by Downtown Brew LLC, doing business as Montgomery Metro, 555 Eastern Boulevard.
Representative Downtown Brew here, please. Oh, Mr. Parker.
Congratulations.
Which
You
one?
made it. You made it.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
He's here.
I remembered.
Good for you. This is a public hearing. You may put your name in for the record, Mr. Parker.
Bob Parker.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. Proper for the council. Need a motion?
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your event.
Why don't you take this opportunity to market your event? Tell us what it is.
It's for the Montgomery Metro Baseball League. They are doing a fundraiser for AUM's baseball team. It's going to be held at the Alcazar Shriners Temple this Friday night. Tickets are still available. The guy that's in charge of the event, Charlie Dees, is handling the sales, but you can always find me at one of those 2 stores downtown, and we can take care of that if you'd like to get involved. But it is this Friday night.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Is this the young man that wasn't here once we voted on by telephone?
Mr. Parker, yeah.
Yes, sir, that's me.
I'm glad to meet you.
Sir?
Glad to meet you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right.
Item 7, resolution appointing, and this should be Haskell Rhett, not Rhett Haskell, to the Montgomery Clean City Commission, and I'll handle that by an editorial change.
Mr. Lyons?
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 8, appeal of proposed demolition of unsafe structure at 2100 Day Street by Natasha Coley.
Natasha Coley here, please. Yes, ma'am. Come forward.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I have had 3 contractors come in to look at this property that I just acquired this property back in December. And they said the structure was fine. The front part of it has collapsed. The roof has collapsed. So I'm looking to get it done. I just need more time. I'm just asking for more time.
Are you actually the owner now of this property?
Yes, sir. I acquired it back in, I think it was December.
According to our records, looks like there's somebody else still. Do you have
Eric.
full ownership?
Gary Sharp, yes.
Okay. Mr. Starcom? This looks like there's a business of some kind of building. What do you plan on doing with this building?
I want to use it for after-school care.
After school care?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. President, if
Yes,
I may,
sir.
we discussed this in the work session. What we're voting on here is whether or not it's an unsafe structure, which the pictures, we're not demolishing it or saying we're going to demolish it today. And Mr. Carr, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to either uphold that it's a unsafe structure. You still can meet with the city and get permits and discuss your plan to fix it.
I got it. I got it. That's in my district. Okay. And what I'm proposing is 120 days, for them to come up to par, come up to date with it. So that's my suggestion to the council.
Okay. Don't they get that anyway? I mean, what's the deal?
It's been declared an unsafe structure. The
Yeah.
council has 2 choices, either affirm it's an unsafe structure or overturn the fact that it is not unsafe.
No, it's an unsafe structure.